What's up, guys? Let's take a look at your NC-X workout, and as always, please go ahead and watch the NC-HIIT video as well. That way you guys understand your options and can decide if you want to do one or the other, or both if you have enough energy. So we have two things to do today. We have our strength and skill, and then we have our conditioning, in which our strength and skill is going to set us up for our conditioning workout. So we have basically an 8-minute EMOM, and within that minute, your job is to complete dumbbell work. So we have 4 dumbbell hang power cleans, 3 power cleans with your dumbbell, and then 2 dumbbell front squats. So we're learning how to cycle, we're learning how to be comfortable with these more of an odd object movement, as well as just learn how to work within a certain amount of time frame and then replicate it over a series of minutes. So let's take a look at our movements. This is going to get grippy, so make sure that you are prepared for that. I have my dumbbells. I'm going to go ahead and start with my dumbbell hang power clean. So I have my arms nice and long at my sides. When I bend for this, it's going to be pretty similar to how I would go and jump. So I'm going to allow these dumbbells to kind of sit above my heels. My shoulder is going over and my feet are pushing into the ground. I want to swing my hips forward. Elbows go up, shoulders go up, and then receive in my front rack position for my dumbbells. Those dumbbells are on top of the shoulders. From here, I just want to make sure I'm secure, and then I can bring it back down into the next rep. Remember, this isn't about speed, it's about making sure that we have the correct timing, as well as just being confident with the movement. So our dumbbell power clean is just going to extend that range of motion. So rather than going from about knee height, I want to be able to reach the ground. So if I'm not able to reach the ground without having some round in my back, go wherever you can until you feel that you can keep your back straight. So for me, it's actually about right here. It's a pretty long extended range of motion. So we have to be careful with that. We also want to be able to create power out of this. So we need those straight lines, that straight back, if you will. So same movement. I want to let myself push into the ground, and then I'm basically at the same position that I was with my first one. Squeeze my hips forward, shoulders go up, elbows go up, and then I get underneath. I want to make sure that you guys have the ability to get underneath. So make sure that we're not just doing this. Right, a muscle clean is not exactly what we want in this. It signifies, or it signals that we want a power clean. So make sure that you can get into a power receiving position. Our last one is a dumbbell front squat, so we're just going to end up where we ended up, with our elbows forward, those dumbbells on our shoulders. Move my feet into my squat stance if they weren't already. I want to make sure that I can sit my hips back, knees go out over the pinky toe, feet remain flat, and my chest angle stays the same. So I have 4, 3, 2 every minute for 8 sets, which is basically an 8-minute EMOM. This is going to prep you for your next thing, which is going to be 4 rounds for time, 10 dumbbell hang power cleans, 10 dumbbell bent over row into a 100-meter run. Seems kind of funky. You're like, why are these being paired this way? So we don't often take note of how our lats and our back work to propel us when we have any type of locomotion or gait. So it's walking, running, any unilateral movement. So I'm not going to get into detail with it, but they play a role. So if you're running and you're like, why the heck is my run so weird? It's because you're taxing part of the muscles that you use when you're running. Even though we don't think about it too much, we usually just focus on the fact that our legs are what's holding us up, and that's what moves us forward. Yes and yes, but there are other things to consider. So we went over our dumbbell hang power clean, the dumbbell bent over row. I want to make sure that we are actually focusing on using the lats. So that just means that my hand and elbow angle are going to be a lot lower. We've been going over this kind of row the past few weeks since you've had a lot of them at home. I want to make sure that I can stand, feet underneath my hips, slight bend in the knee, big bend in the hips to where I can be like a tabletop. My dumbbells would be right in front of my knee, and then I want to think about leading the elbow behind my back, as if I wanted to touch my elbows together behind my back. So that way you can feel everything rotate behind you. And then when I think about leading the hand to the hip, it allows me to use this part of my lat versus just this part of my lat, which is typically underdeveloped in most of the stuff that we do. So let's focus on building some nice big lats so we can just fly away. The last thing is going to be our 100-meter run. I'm not expecting you guys to be on a full out sprint or set a world record in this. Make sure you have room to run. You're on a safe track. Know that you want this to be quick, so that's why you need those things. I would really love to see you guys practice that forward pace. Try your best not to shuffle or jog. If you're going to shuffle or jog, I recommend that you pick something else. Whether that's on a treadmill, if you want to do a quick bike sprint, if you have a rower, a quick rowing sprint, maybe even switch the movement for something like a double under. I'm looking for speed. If we don't have the ability to run fast or sprint, then perhaps this might not be the one for today, because there happens to be a good amount of it. And like I said, we're challenging our structure that we're not used to challenging before. So it's 4 rounds for time, 10 dumbbell hang power clean, 10 dumbbell bent over row into a 100-meter run. You do that, then you rest 2 minutes, and your job during that 2 minutes is to make a complete recovery. I want to see how well can you walk around, have that mindset that you didn't even do a workout yet and you're about to start your workout, and get your breath down to normal. That way you can repeat the next 4 rounds for time at the same level that you did the first 4 rounds for time. So it's a lot of work today. A lot of grippy stuff, and we're gonna find a new unique challenge to running and dumbbell work. But I'm sure you guys already know that. This is your NCX workout for the 29th.